Welcome back to the Teachable Heart. I'm your host, David Vitt. Honored that you're watching. A clear conscience makes a soft pillow. Several cultures claim it as one of their old proverbs, but it was legendary UCLA basketball coach John Wooden who made it popular in the United States. And without a doubt, having a clear conscience is a good thing. But what is a conscience and how do we keep it clear? In Hebrews chapter 9, the author mentions the conscience twice. In verse 9, the writer states that all the required sacrifices of the Old Covenant could not perfect the conscience. A few verses later, we read that the blood of Christ can, quote, purify our conscience, end quote. That's verse 14. Conscience in these verses is from a Greek word which literally means to know jointly or to know together. It's that somewhat hard to define internal faculty by which we discern moral right and wrong based on the moral and spiritual boundaries given by God. Conscience is never to be autonomous. It's to function under God's sovereignty, and it must be informed and refined by His truth. And it is that sense of innate discernment, the seat of our own self-judgment, that God wants to be perfected and purified. Perfect in verse 9 is from a Greek word which means to reach a final conclusion by working through a series of stages. It is well illustrated by an old pirate's telescope, extending out one section at a time until it reaches full strength. Christ wants our conscience to consistently develop so that it will serve us better and better throughout our lifetimes. But Christ also wants our consciences to be purified. This Greek word means to be thoroughly cleansed. And whereas perfected carried the idea of our conscience becoming well developed to serve us better, having our conscience purified deals with having any and all sense of guilt caused by our conscience to be wiped out. And Christ gives us a conscience to help us avoid sin. He died to free us from the penalty of sin, but He also died to free us from the guilt of our sin. So don't keep dragging around the memories of those things Christ died to free you from. Give a lot of thought, and until next time, keep the heart teachable.